Tough times don't last. Tough people do. You want to talk about toughness? Let's talk about survival, because for many of us who battled addiction, we didn't just get high. We survived in the darkest places known to man. We hustled, we endured, we suffered, and we still woke up swinging. That's not weakness, that's resilience. The same grit that got us through withdrawals and jail cells and the streets proved that we were never weak, just misdirected. But if we can take those exact same survival skills, our persistence, our adaptability, our intensity, and aim them at something greater than ourselves, something good, then we don't just survive anymore, we grow. And in growing, we help others rise too. That's toughness, and that's purpose. And tough times don't last, but tough people do. This episode of The Recovery Couch is brought to you by JB Davis at Performance Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. For integrity, service, and unbeatable deals, ask for JB in Centerville and tell them The Recovery Couch sent you. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to The Recovery Couch. I'm your host, Brandon Couch. And this is episode 10 of our daily series, Tough Times Don't Last, Tough People Do. Today, I want to remind you of something I've had to learn the hard way. Nothing is wasted. Not your pain, not your past, not the detours that almost took you out. Nothing in your life is wasted. So if you've ever felt like you've blown it, if you've ever felt like you've wasted too much time or made too many mistakes, this episode is for you. We're going to jump right into the content right after a word from our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by True Story Media, the creative team behind this podcast that likes to help people like you share raw, redemptive stories that matter. If you've got a story to tell, visit www.recoverycouch.com and let's build it together. I used to believe I had wasted years of my life. Addiction robbed me, shame tried to keep me quiet, and the truth is, I spent a long time thinking my past was a stain I'd never recover from. But what I've come to learn is this: what we surrender, God will redeem. That part of your life that feels like a dead end, it might just be the foundation of your testimony. You see, what the world calls wasted, God calls raw material. And I talk more about this in my upcoming book, Step 4, A Journey Through Addiction. It's real, it's painful, but it's proof. Proof that no matter how far you've gone, there's still a purpose in the process. The book cover's finished now. Pre-sales are coming soon. And if you want to help bring this message to life, head over to Kickstarter.com and search Step 4, A Journey Through Addiction. Your support helps get this into the hands of people in recovery centers across the country. And if you'd like to go deeper with this movement, consider joining the Recovery Couch Inner Circle on Patreon. That's where we share bonus content, behind-the-scenes updates, and early access to episodes. We'll even give you opportunities to ask your questions directly. Also, we have some incredible guests coming up in the next month. Michael Thompson, author of The Heart of a Warrior, will be on the show, and so will Ryan Canaday, pastor and executive director of Free Recovery Community in Denver, Colorado. These episodes are going to be powerful, so stay tuned for those. And if you want to stay in the loop with everything, the book, the podcast, speaking events, merch, and more, send us your email to be added to the Recovery Couch Weekly newsletter, because this isn't just a podcast, it's a movement of hope, healing, and honesty. And that means we're not just sitting around telling stories. We're actually standing in the trenches with people who are still fighting for their lives. We're reminding the addict that they're not forgotten. We're reminding the brokenhearted that their pain still has purpose. We're giving voice to the ones who've been silenced by shame for far too long. This movement is about reclaiming what we lost, redeeming what we wasted, and rebuilding lives from the inside out. So whether you're fresh into recovery or 20 years clean, this table, it's for you. There's a seat right here. There's a story here, and it might just be yours if you want to tell it. I'd like to thank you for sitting with me today on the Recovery Couch. And remember, God doesn't throw away broken pieces. He puts them back together in a way that tells the world, look what I can do. Your story isn't over. Nothing is wasted, and you're not too far gone. Join me tomorrow for episode 11, Pain is Part of the Process. We'll talk about how the hard parts are actually the holy parts and how pain shapes us more than success ever could. Until then, stay grounded, stay real, and stay ready, because tough times don't last, but tough people do. This episode of The Recovery Couch is brought to you by Greg Swartz at RE/MAX Victory and Affiliates. Whether you're buying or selling your home, Greg brings heart, hustle, and honesty to every deal. Call Greg at 937-477-8975 today. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. You want proof of toughness? Look at the ones who made it through addiction. Because those of us who've made it through addiction didn't just use. We survived chaos, we survived loss, and we survived pain that most people will never understand. And that's not weakness. That's raw resilience. The same survival skills that got us through hell can be repurposed for healing. When we redirect our grit toward growth and helping other people, we stop just surviving and we start living with purpose. And that, my friends, is real toughness. And tough times, they don't last. But tough people do.